Grace and peace to you. I'm in a bit of a pinch today as I have jury duty all day, and so not a lot of time to record, but I did want to make sure and get a message in this morning because I want to follow up our conversation from yesterday about communion with one that ties into this week's gospel text. As I've been looking over the upcoming text from Luke, one thing that is kind of fun that ties in with our communion conversation is that it's a pretty simple story in which Jesus is walking around and meets 10 lepers who cry out for help. Jesus tells them to go and present themselves to the priest, and on their way they realize they've been made clean. And then one decides to go back and give thanks to Jesus for what has happened. And we'll lean in on Sunday to what it means to give thanks and have a posture of thankfulness, and the ways that shapes us, and the difference between being healed and being made full or made well or made whole. But I just want to, this morning, lead right into that one word, thanks, which in the Greek is Eucharistia, which maybe sounds familiar because it's where we get the word Eucharist, which is the fancy church word for Holy Communion. And so people don't always realize that our meal, our Holy Communion meal, literally is a Thanksgiving meal. When we say it is our Eucharist, we are saying it is our Thanksgiving meal, which is important framing for it, I think, because we sometimes think about communion as being this very solemn thing, and certainly it is something that we take seriously and is deep and spiritually meaningful to us. And so taking kind of a posture of solemnness is fine. But we don't want to lose sight that it's also a meal of thanksgiving, that every time we have communion, it is a joyous thing. It is a thing not unlike our Thursday in November meal, where family and friends gather and have a joyous occasion of celebration and thankfulness and a posture of gratitude. And so every time we have our communion meal, that's what we're doing. We're having thanksgiving to God, and it's a feast. It's a celebration. It's why anytime we gather on Sunday and have communion, it's always a feast day. Even when it's in Lent, we are always mindful that moment is a joyous moment. It's a moment where we are encountering God. We are giving thanks for what God has done in our life and is doing in our world and doing in our church and our congregation and our neighbors and all around in and through us. And so a little more about communion that might not make it into the sermon on Sunday, and so I thought I'd share it here. I hope you're having a great day. Remember that you are loved, and God's